Okay, so check out the newest Philadelphia Eagle cornerback, Jacorian Bennett, formerly played for the Las Vegas Raiders. This guy is low key underrated. According to a Raiders content creator, this is what he said this offseason. This is how excited Raider fans were for Bennett going into the next season. Cornerback Jacorian Bennett ranks among the NFL cornerbacks with 450 plus snaps, 18 receptions allowed, which ranked third, 37 targets, which tied for 10th, 176 yards allowed, which is tied for second, 0 touchdowns allowed, tied for first, 9 PBUs, tied for fourth, 62.4 QBR, which ranks sixth. That is legit cornerback play. His problem and why the Raiders feel the need to get rid of him is simply because he doesn't fit Pete Carroll's defense. And the other knock, he's been a little injury prone-ish, so he's missed some time. Shout out to the real ones. Hit the like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the videos. Adam Schefter tweeted a little bit ago, Raiders are sending cornerback Jacorian Bennett to the Eagles in exchange for defensive tackle Thomas Booker V, per sources. Now, again, first thoughts when I read that was, man, I like Thomas Booker as the last rotation piece of a really, really solid defensive line. However, we're more stacked at the defensive tackle position than we are at cornerback. No matter what, think about this. Gabe Hall wasn't getting no burn last year in training camp. He's getting burned. And I like Gabe Hall out of Baylor, another D tackle. The Eagles even brought in more D tackles. We signed like 2 or 3 of them, whether they're camp bodies or not. We are loaded at the D tackle position. This is more competition for Adoree Jackson and Kelee Ringo. And again, Philly Mike has said that Kelee Ringo will win the job and make us happy. However, this is another Howie Roseman move. Maybe Fangio likes him too. Maybe he likes the style. I don't know. Today, Fangio said at his presser that he's liked what he saw from both Adoree Jackson and Kelee Ringo. But you don't bring a guy in for no reason. Depth matters when you're trying to run it back. But yes, the Eagles send Thomas Booker to the Raiders, and we get a corner, Jacorian Bennett. Once again, for those who are just joining in here, I played a little clip of how his play style looks and whatnot, and we're going to learn a lot more, as much as we can, about him. Real quick, this is a film analyst who covers the Raiders, and this is what he said. Or maybe he covers I don't know who he covers. He said, never trade with Howie. I get that Bennett doesn't fit the Carroll profile, but he was so productive last season and is so young. Don't like this trade. I'm guessing he covers the Raiders. And again, that's a crazy, crazy fine for the Eagles, who, when you look at Howie Roseman, he is always making trades. I'm talking about always making trades in August. We got C.J. Gardner-Johnson in August, right? We got, say you want about the other JB, right? James Bradbury. We got him in August, and he really helped us out at least the first year. When you look what Brendan Deek said, Jacorian Bennett just allowed 18 catches on 37 targets for 0 touchdowns last year and 294 coverage snaps. He struggled staying healthy, but he can play. The Eagles cornerback 2 battle just got more interesting. And I would have to agree with it. This is not to say that we don't believe in Kelee Ringo or Adoree Jackson, because Fangio's a straight up guy. He don't shoot he don't bullshit. He says it how it is. And to come out today and say he's been happy. He said it's a close battle between Adoree Jackson and Kelee Ringo. It's a close battle. I like what I've seen. Let them keep competing. We still got more camp. We still got preseason games. We got the live practice. And again, I like Thomas Booker as a depth piece. But when you look how deep the Eagles are at D tackle compared to corner, I get why Howie Roseman pulled the trigger. First super chat of the day from my guy Hustler88, $10 banger. I appreciate you, bro. He said Eagles trade D tackle Thomas Booker because he's not a true nose tackle. He's better suited for a 4-3 front that rotates 2 defensive tackles. Cornerback Bennett is a steal, in my opinion. Bennett can play zone and man. Facts. And actually, let's pull up this little clip that, or let's pull up Eagle Eric. I saw Eagle Eric tweet something. Eagle Eric's, shout out to him. We're going to get him on the channel again. We got to get stuff going. But look at this. Worth looking at now that the Eagles just traded for Jakorian Bennett. And if I'm saying his name wrong, I'll learn it. He did this chart. Now, he didn't do this chart just for JB Bennett, but he did this chart back in July. And if you look at man versus zone, yards per coverage snap count 200 or more. Let's look at zone. All right. So this is man coverage. This is zone coverage. Look where Jakorian Bennett is. If you can see the graphic, I wish I could I think I could pull it up more. There it is. Jakorian Bennett, not vertically, horizontal. Look all the way that way. He's sitting there all by his lonesome. Middle, still pretty high as it pertains to man coverage, but his zone coverage is low-key elite. Low-key elite zone coverage. Shout out to Hustler88 for pointing it out prior to me pulling up this graphic from Eagle Eric. But again, I think people like the name Thomas Booker and like what he provided for us throughout the Super Bowl run. He played like 60 snaps in the season, decent. But again, we're deeper there. Raider fans are not happy about the Eagles getting this guy. Hustler88 talked about how Thomas Booker really doesn't fit, / how much of a steal Bennett is. How did the Eagles get him? I don't know. Like the guy said who covers the Raiders, don't pick up the phone when Howie Roseman calls. You shouldn't pick up the phone, but I'm glad he did. And again, Gabe Hall is impressing throughout training camp, and I've liked him out of Baylor. I'm going to play this one more time, and I'm going to read over again where he ranked last year. Again, did he play all 17 games? No. He got hurt a little bit. However, when he was there, the dude was productive. 18 receptions allowed. That ranked 3rd. 37 targets. That ranked 10th. 176 yards allowed against him. That ranked 2nd. 0 touchdowns allowed. That's tied for 1st. 9 PBUs. That's tied for 4th. 9 PBUs, and he didn't even play the whole season. A 62.4 quarterback rating when quarterbacks targeted him. That's 4th. That's 6th. You seen him go up against Jamar Chase right there, a couple clicks back. I would like to see the head turn around on some of them clips, but again, he's coming in to compete with Keely Ringo and Adoree Jackson, but I like the swag, and you just wonder how much is this Howie Roseman seeing a guy who's young, already productive, and is available and just swinging for a young guy who can maybe grow with this young Eagles defense? Or how much is it Fangio like, yo, if this guy's available, bring him in? Again, Howie definitely listens to Fangio, but we also heard Fangio say that when Howie wants to bring someone in, he brings them in. He'll ask me, I guess, but it's still the Howie Roseman show. We talked about August trades, and it's 9:00 at night. I was busy all day. I got a video somewhat started, but I didn't get to finish it. I said I was just going to finish it up tomorrow, drop it. A couple practices we need to talk about. But Thomas Booker, the newest member of the Raiders, and Jakorian Bennett, the newest member of the Philadelphia Eagles. Again, he's young and been productive early in his career. early in his career. Let's see what I think Elliott Shore Parks had something on him, but that zone defense, which the Eagles play a lot. The Eagles play zone a lot. Maybe we'll switch it a little bit this year and play more, man. But I don't know. Elliott said, I think Bennett will be given a legit chance to win the starting cornerback job opposite of Quinyon. Fangio doesn't seem too attached to Ringo or Jackson. Booker played last year and was popular in the building. This isn't a throwaway trade of a player who might be cut, in my opinion, according to Elliott Shore Parks, and I agree. I see the chat. The chat looks a little upset. The chat looks a little upset as it pertains to Thomas Booker's departure because he was a guy in the locker room that people liked. You don't trade a Thomas Booker who gave us quality snaps for a guy that you're not sure about. Elliott Shore Parks continued to say, some more thoughts on Eagles trading defensive tackle Thomas Booker to the Raiders for cornerback Jacorian Bennett. Booker going is good news for D-tackle Gabe Hall. I spoke about that, who has a good chance to make the team now. Bennett is a former fourth-round pick with 2 years of experience. He's only 5'11", 195, with 24 games of experience. He got 11 passes defended, no interceptions, but he has played 821 snaps. He has played almost exclusively on the outside in his first 2 years with the Raiders, so this could be competition for Adoree/Keeley, which we already all know. Again, the potential for a young kid is there. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. And I did have to double take when I see D-tackle Thomas Booker, simply because I do think he's a fan favorite-ish in the locker room and stuff. Just a glue guy, a worker. But if this guy is that good at zone coverage, if his production was this good at a young age, playing with a better defense makes you better play. He looked good with the Raiders. He gonna look good when you got Quinyon taking the number one, Coop in the slot, Reed. Like, this defense is already loaded. And now whoever's going to be playing on opposite of Quinyon will be pushed. Right? The competition is going to breed a quality or worthy starter. And the more people competing, the better the competition is going to be. And the more somebody got to prove that they're worthy of the spot. We didn't just lose Slay. We also lost Isaiah Rodgers, who was up first. When Slay got hurt, Isaiah Rodgers stepped in multiple times last year, not Keeley. Again, and because it's Thomas Booker as the guy who's being traded for him, I don't think it's a throwaway player. I low-key agree with Elliott Shore Parks on that. But again, the dude, I like how he looks with the zero. Agent Zero, Sub-Zero. Now, we did just give the 0 number to Joshua Uche, who's actually in my video tomorrow. We're going to be talking about him because he was getting some first-team reps over the last couple of days and made the most out of them. You can't ask him to give up the number now. But again, look at the velocity and the ferociousness of how this young corner plays. 5'9", 195, looking to manhandling Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? He exclusively played on the outside, and that is the spot we're trying to figure out. We know who Quinyon and Coop are. Our safety room will work itself out. I like it. I do got to do more due diligence, and again, he got to stay healthy. But when you look at the D-tackle room, Thomas Booker, quality guy, that's cool. D-tackle room is way more loaded than the cornerback room. We're top-heavy in the cornerback room. You need depth. Slay got hurt, Isaiah came in. Both them guys are going. Even if Keeley Ringo does ball out, or what if an injury happens? Last year, Slay being older, but injuries happen throughout the year. Like we know that. We've been pretty lucky as it pertains to the injury bug, but we can't just act like starters all. Look, Nakobe Dean got hurt. And you got great quality linebacking play. from your backups. Might need that again this year. You know what I mean? Do you know that's how we kind of found out who Jalix Hunt was? BG got hurt, and Bryce Huff, he got hurt too, but he also didn't live up to it. We found out about Jalix Hunt because of the injuries. We found out about, I mean, like, think about this. When Zach Bone was here, we were thinking, okay, it's Devin White and the Kobe Dean. I want to know. I can't wait till Fangio speaks again because I would love to hear what he got to say about this player in particular. JM said, we have a lot of D-tackle depth. Yes, for sure. And now Gabe Hall was showing some promise, but we for sure need cornerback competition because what is Q? Oh yeah, God forbid. I don't even want to even talk about Q going down. Sheesh. That would hurt the soul. Shout out to Quinyon Mitchell, who just came in at number 49 on the top 100. Yes, Q. Quinyon Mitchell, number 49 on the top 100. If Ringo starts, he will get picked on deep. But we're going to see again. Ringo's haven't had an up and down camp, but he has impressed Vic Fangio. According to what Fangio said earlier today, this move definitely keeps the door open at the opposite corner position of Quinyon Mitchell. I see you, Arthur. Anything's better than Ringo? We gonna see, man. I know a lot of people be poo-pooing on Keely, but we gonna see. Still a lot of days left of camp. Yeah, preseason games, they matter even more than camp because now you're going against a different team. You know, real pads, real hitting, real competition, although no starters. Still, I want to see what he looks like in preseason. You got to remember, Keely Ringo and Adoree', whoever we got at the opposite corner of Quinyon Mitchell, they're going against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That's a tall task. Ken said, I have a feeling this move signals a shift. Coop at safety, Ringo at slot corner, and Bennett starting from across Q. Interesting. I think Keely Ringo, I don't like him at a slot. Actually, the worst part of Keely's game is probably getting in and out of his breaks. You know, flipping the hips at what, 6'1", 6'2", 220. I don't want him in there. I don't want him guarding the shifty receivers in the slot, but definitely gives you another option. Joe said we are solid at D-tackle. Booker's a good player. There's going to be a lot of good players available after the teams get down to 53. Relax, right? Think about it. Back in the day, you were able to cut each week. Now it's one day for one cut. Like before, every week of preseason, you cut 10 guys. Now you just leave your roster at 90-something players. And then on a certain day, after the third preseason game, boom. So think about that. If 32 teams are going from 90 to 53, that's what? 37 cuts. 37 times 32. That's how many players become available on one day. And Howie Roseman will be busy there too. 32 times 37. Almost 1,200 players become available all on one day. Baker said, dude, is Quinyon insurance. That's interesting. Joe said, let's hit the like button for Philly Mike. Let's go. How many likes we got up in here? Let's see how many likes we got. Hit the like button. It's free. It's easy. Don't cost a thing. And it's greatly appreciated. We got about 400 people, 446 in the building. We got, I don't even know how many likes. Let's see. 130. If half the people in here just hit the like button now, we can zoom past 200, and I feel good about that. Hit the like. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing. I'm going to play the highlights of the young cat one more time and read some of your comments, and then we going to get up out of here. I agree with you. Chipped Tooth Eagle. The Raider fans think Howie fleeced them. I've seen regular Raider fans complaining about this already, but I've also seen analysts who break down the Raiders complaining about this. They say that this guy's play style doesn't fit the new direction our defense is going with Pete Carroll over there. However, you see him going against Jamar Chase there. You heard that he didn't allow no touchdowns last year, that he ranked in the top 10, top 7, top 5 in so many categories. And he's young. So there's the potential to get even better. And with the defensive coordinator like Fangio, with players around him like we have, the sky's the limit. His main focus has to be staying healthy. That is it. Staying healthy. But a quality player right at the time where Howie Roseman always wants to strike. He always wants to strike around that August time as we get ready for real football. SS Philly said Q and Ringo the starters. Bennett can play the slot. All three ran a 4-3 40. Coop can move to safety. Coop definitely can move around. However, I'm not saying Bennett can't play in the slot, but he's played primarily outside his 2 years in the NFL with the Raiders. Size says that he might be a slot guy, but again, we'll see. Competition. Healy, Ringo, and Adoree Jackson have been battling it out in camp, and according to Fangio, he likes what he sees. However, a new man has just entered the competition, Jacorian Bennett, JB. Sheesh. Brosy Smack says, I like the trade, to be honest. I do too. Pop Funny said, imagine him being cornerback too and Coop playing safety. Secondaries are important, and you could never have too many people. Kingslayer said, just join the stream. Honestly, is this a good move for the Eagles? Again, I'm about to be getting out of here. I didn't want to keep you guys too long. It's a little late. It's already 10 o'clock. But I think it's a great move. By Thomas Booker. I liked him as a player, but this guy can play outside. This guy is vicious. Again, according to Raiders fans, not just according to Raiders fans, his actual stats. I'm going to read them one more time for the people just getting up in here. Let me see. Where'd they go? Hold on one second. Anyways, Slayer, just or was that what your name was? Kingslayer? Yeah, Kingslayer. He ranked in the top of a lot of categories. I don't know why I just lost it. Oh, here it is again. 18 receptions allowed. That ranked third. 37 targets. That ranked 10th. 176 yards allowed. That ranks second. 0 touchdowns allowed. That's tied for first. 9 PBUs. That's tied for fourth. And he missed time. And a 62.4 QBR when targeted that he allowed. That ranks 6th. The kid's young. He was productive. He don't fit their system, but he dang sure fits our system. With all that being said, I love y'all to death. Hit the like button. It is literally free. It don't cost a thing, and it's greatly appreciated. I said we need to get to 200 likes. Did we get to 200 likes? We're at 180, 191. We need 9 MVPs. There's 448 people. I need 9 of you to smash the like. It's free. It's easy. It don't cost a thing, and it's greatly appreciated. How many snaps he played last year? I think 247. So again, he got to stay healthy. But he's at a spot where there's a wide open job opposite of Quinyon Mitchell. And you're not playing for the Raiders bum organization. You're playing for a Super Bowl champion organization. Y'all the real MVPs. I know we got them 9 likes. I can feel it. I didn't see And yes, we did. We got them now. Damn, we got 236. 236 on the beat. Fly, Eagles, fly. You already know. Again, if you're just joining in here, go back and rewatch the stream. Newest member of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jakorian Bennett. Former Raider, now trying to run it back with the Super Bowl champs. Until next time, y'all know what time it is. We out.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers in the Bird Gang, that's I like. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.